What's good, guys? Prince Sports coming at you with another one. Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better. I got some
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
new coffee for you right now. All right, I got it with extra cream, extra milk. Listen, we're going to talk eras again. And we're going to talk about not the modern era, we're going to talk about the Renaissance era. Okay, now this era, when it pertains to the Renaissance era, the biggest face of that era is probably Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain are the two biggest names that come to mind, right? But it goes a little deeper than that. You got a guy like Bill Russell, and a lot of people disqualify him from the GOAT conversation, which they rightfully should, because the metrics of what we use for rating players for being in the GOAT, the Renaissance era don't move to the modern era. Now, point and taken. Let's look at Bill Russell, for example. Now, this is a guy that got 11 championships, right? So if you look at that on paper, you say, hey, that's a winner. That's the greatest winner of all time in NBA history. Well, technically, on paper, he's the greatest winner of all time. But when you put it in context, he's not the greatest winner of all time because he's won more with more, while other guys have won more with less. It's always going to be more impressive. If you ask me, the greatest winner of all time, especially in modern NBA history, is none other than Michael Jordan, right? The guy is undefeated in championship games, and he's also 6-0 in the pros. Now, what does that take into Bill Russell? Even though it's less championships than Bill Russell, it's still more effective because he's won 6 championships with a sidekick like Scottie Pippen. No disrespect to Pippen, but Pippen don't equal 8 Hall of Famers. That's damn near a dream team. That's a super team. In other words, imagine if a team in today's league, 90s or 80s, or in any era in modern history, had 8 Hall of Famers on it. 8 damn near all-stars, borderline or even close to being full all-stars, okay? That's a lot of help. And you're not even the best player on the floor. You are one dimension. That's another thing. Bill Russell was great at defense, and that's when almost it stops, right? He's offensively limited. So his greatness it'll be hard to validate even in today's league. Now, if he played in the 90s and the 2000s, he'll still be a relevant basketball player. But one thing you can't do, even if the era is an offensive-minded era, you can't say Bill Russell would be a great offensive player playing today because he never was a great offensive player even in his own era, right? So that only works for guys that are natural-born scorers like the Michael Jordan, the Dominique Wilkins, Wilt Chamberlain. Okay, these guys could come in today's league and still drop 30 a game, right? Because they're natural-born scorers. The game caters to them anyway, but it doesn't cater to guys that are one-dimensional, like Bill Russell. So now that we got his team accomplishments out the way, let's talk about Bill Russell as a basketball player. His individual dominance, his numbers. What would it look like in this era of basketball? Well, for starters, the best thing that he brings to the table, which is defense, would be handicap. We already addressed that. So he will be an offensive-minded basketball player. He will be forced to be an offensive-minded basketball player. Now, his defensive prowess will still be there a little bit, but not to a point that is his main effective thing. And if it is his main effective thing, he'll be a single-digit scorer like a Draymond Green, a guy that set picks, a guy that plays defense, stuff like that. But he will still be reduced to a role player if he played in today's league, if he's just all defense. Now, if he has offense, because today's game is all about scoring, you got 5 positions and everybody is just focused on playing the exact same way, scoring and shooting that 3-ball. So let's just say he was offensive minded. He switched his state of mind to doing that. He went from 16 points a game to easily 22 points a game. He will be an all-star, but a secondary all-star. Much like the 60s, he will not be a guy that you look for closing. He will get 22 points a game by default because of his size and his athletic ability, giving him the capabilities of empty stats or either stat padding to a point where he could get 22 points a game. He may have to do that just to stay in the league because his best gift would be handicapped and taken away from him. Now, a lot of excuse things that you guys like to make is, today's players are naturally stronger, bigger. We evolved. You didn't evolve to anything other than what you was before. Okay, the human race didn't drink a whole can of Red Bull and all of a sudden every baby in this world is born with a set of wings to fly. It doesn't exist, okay? Every era has super athletic people and non-athletic people, okay? Even today, you got guys like the Joker, you got, who's Luca? Guys that aren't super athletic, they're skilled. They look like out of shape fat guys. That's not human evolution. That's just being called different like everybody else is. Everybody got a different body type. Some people are slow, some people are fast. And that pertains to any generation and in any era of sports. There's no such thing as one whole era being more athletic than the next. That is ludicrous and stupid, okay? Everybody that's human is not born 6 foot tall, 7 foot tall. Some of us are short. Some people are born with disabilities. This is an era of humans, okay? Give me a call when humans could put a basketball into the hoop with their mind. Okay, give me a call when we have mutants walking this earth. Then you got something to talk about. All right, so until then, miss me with the human evolution. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, because there's some guys as slow as molasses playing today, and there's some guys from the past just as athletic as guys playing right now. So what the fuck are you talking about? And that pertains to any era. So with that being said, what will Bill Russell be in today's league? A secondary option. Cause when he was winning, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. It was debatable that he was the best basketball player on his own team. And that, my friends, give him the two disadvantages to why he will never be the GOAT of basketball. Sports out. Peace.